Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're doing a little vlog style update about my OLED. So I was going to make a video not about LEDs, but I guess it still kind of is. But I've had this CX 48-inch LG OLED for about 1.5 years now, and I've used it for desktop productivity, gaming, watching some videos and stuff like that daily, sometimes even for 8 or 10 hours a day. So let's take a quick look at, well, how it's holding up. Now, first off, my usage pattern, I'd say it's about 70% productivity, so doing work, which nowadays is a lot of PCB design or editing these videos and doing stuff for my day job. And then there's about 20 or 30% left, and that's a mix of gaming. I think I'd say 20% gaming and then 10% content consumption or something like that. So very productivity focused. Now, for that purpose, it's a great screen, but it does have its caveats. As we've discussed before, and I'll link a Linus Tech Tips video he recently released in the video description too, because he had some great points in there, which I fully agree with. But some points are, briefly, the DPI for a 48-inch screen. Yes, it's 4K, but with the distance you sit to the screen and the pixel density isn't very high, really. I sit about, well, let's say 70 to 80 centimeters away, and then it's pretty okay. You have a good field of vision, and you don't really see the individual pixels. But if you sit closer than that, if it would have been 5K or 6K or 8K even, who knows in the future, that would have been better. Some other things are the auto brightness limiter. That can be annoying. I haven't turned off anything in the service menu, which you can do. And I have pixel shifting and logo illumination mitigation, I guess you could call it. I have that enabled, and you do notice that sometimes. During productivity, if your screen is static, or most parts of your screens are static for a while, it will, well, it kind of lowers the brightness. Don't really mind that, but it also messes with the colors, and I do mind that. Now, quickly wiggling a window or having something on your screen like an animated background or changing backgrounds or something like that, that automatically brings it back. But, well, I can understand people would find that annoying. So if productivity is your main goal and you would be bothered by that, maybe this screen isn't for you. If you have a bigger mix of doing gaming or content consumption, it's definitely more oriented towards that with the built-in mechanisms to try and prevent burn-in. Now, one last downside I'd like to highlight for productivity is text rendering. Because of the RGBW matrix of the pixels inside of the screen, this can be a little bit less sharp than on a traditional RGB matrix. Now, I don't really notice it that much anymore, and I sit far enough away. But those are all reasons why you might be discouraged from using it as a productivity monitor only, basically. It's not the best screen for that. If you have multi-purpose, like I do, and you can deal with some of the negative sides, it's a great screen. For one, the 4K resolution when you're gaming and sitting with a 48-inch screen in front of you at the right distance is excellent. If you're gaming in HDR, it's excellent. And then on top of that, I have an RTX 3090. So if you also have a higher frame rate than 60, because this fully supports 120 Hertz, there's just nothing out there that compares that I've ever seen. So 4K, 120 Hertz, G-Sync, HDR, yeah. And then you'll say, but you only do 30% gaming or something like that. Sure, and it's not a horrible production or productivity monitor. It's just not the best productivity monitor out there. But I'm rambling. Right, so this video wasn't really about if you should buy an OLED as your monitor. This video was about, I've had this thing on my wall for 1.5 years now, and I've used it about 8 to 10 hours a day with a, I'll say, mixed workload. As I said, 70% productivity, so PCB design software, Word, lots of web pages, stuff like that, and then some media consumption and gaming. What has happened to my screen? Have I noticed any burn-in or other negative effects? Well, from day-to-day usage, I never have. It's been perfect. It looks exactly the same as it did on the first day, at least as far as I can remember. But let's take a quick look at my settings, and I'll run you through those here. And then let's run a pattern video from YouTube, so quality won't be great, but at least we can see if there's some kind of burn-in happening. Settings-wise, I don't run at a very high brightness. It's even below 50%. I have some of the eco mode enabled, which also lowers brightness a little bit. And, well, I just don't run it into extremes because I'm generally in a, well, not very well lit room. I don't have any issues with daylight, so it doesn't need to go very bright. And if I do gaming with HDR, for instance, it automatically goes that bright. So for desktop usage, it's the same brightness as my screen over here, basically, which also isn't like 500 nits. Nobody uses a monitor at 500 nits unless they're sitting in the sun. So I'd say I have it calibrated to like 100 or 150 nits. I don't actually know. It's just comfortable for me. Well, I should have shown you all the settings in an overlay video. So let's run through a patterned video real quick, and I'll do that while doing that real time, and then I'll overlay footage of doing it again later. And well, let's see what we see. So this video is a TV calibration by Darko. I don't know, it's just something I found on YouTube. But it goes in for grayscale steps. So that's interesting. The OLED isn't very good at grayscale. But let's see here. So far I'm not seeing anything. Oh, there's some gray. That all looks fine. No obvious window outlines or something like that. No, still fine. Yeah, that all looks pretty uniform to me. Still. Yeah, looks great. And I haven't run the manual pixel refresher or anything like that. This is just, I don't know, what it does automatically. I haven't turned that off, but I haven't done anything special with it. Well, it looks great. Okay, let's take a look at some colors. Nope, not noticing anything special here. The green, don't see anything special either. No outlines or parts of the screen that have burned in more or less. No, all good. Cyan, yeah, looks fine. Yellow, yeah. White light leaks, what's that? Okay. I don't know what this is, but that looks fine too. Right, so that was the testing patterns. I didn't see anything off. Maybe you did, let me know. But even areas like where the taskbar is or where I often have sectioned windows and stuff like that, it all looks great to me. So in this 1.5 years of daily usage, the CX, or the C10, I guess, seems to be doing great. But as I said, OLED currently isn't the perfect technology out there. Yes, it can give you the best picture quality and great off, side viewing and stuff like that. But it does have its downsides, which mostly rear its head during productive workloads instead of media and gaming. So do with it what you will. I thought an update was overdue. You guys have been asking for it in the comments. And well, let me know if you have any additional questions. I'll try and answer those for you. But so far, it's looking good for me at least. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.